Welcome back to The Middle Ground. I'm your host, Key, and we're reporting live from the Honey Queen Juice Bar. Let's talk about these mass killings, right? We can start there. Of course, we know with the killing that took place in Buffalo, right? Buffalo, New York. The details that have come out about that basically was there was white supremacist that basically traveled more than 2 hours away from his home to Buffalo, upstate Buffalo, New York.
Nothing better
to Tops grocery store, I believe, to basically commit an acts of violence against patrons that go to the grocery store. Now, a lot of different stories have come out as to why. Some people say that Buffalo has the lowest, or I guess they have like the strictest gun laws or something like that. So I guess I guess the assumption is that he went there because he knew that the likelihood of people being armed was very low because they have very strict gun laws. So that's one theory. There's also other theories that saying that the security guard that was there is actually an ex-cop. He used to work for, I guess, NYPD. And they were basically saying that maybe it was a hit specifically on him. Because this particular police officer was tied, not only was he an ex-cop, but also he had an invention that he was creating that was very valuable. It was like some type of special science. So apparently a few of those people who were killed weren't just random people. Apparently they were, some of them were important peoples. But they tried to make it
detailed.
Exactly.
I didn't know that.
Exactly.
Like in the grocery store.
In the grocery store.
Wow.
Exactly. So it depends on what you believe. So some people some people believe that it may have been a random act of racial violence. Of course, you know he had the N-word painted on his gun
I did see that.
written on his gun. He had some other anti-Semitic slurs on his gun, on his weapon as well. One of the most notable things that I remember from his gun was here's your reparations. As you guys know right now, the reparations discussion is really big. They've actually, this is like the first time probably in history that some bills have been passed and that is actually on the table and it's becoming a real discussion. So we can only imagine that white supremacists and people who have racist views are angry. Based on everything that's going on, of course, you know that there was another school shooting most recently in Texas at the elementary school with the children. And I definitely want to talk about that and definitely pose it to the mothers on the panel, you know, because from what I'm hearing, a lot of parents have said that with these random school shootings, it's making them nervous, you know, to send their children to school. It's making them just overall concerned, and even just people in general, like adults, you know, some of us are afraid to go out or dying out because we don't know when some crazy, you know, half-cocked white boy or whomever, you know, white, Latino, who knows, I don't know, is going to come in and shoot up the place, you know what I mean? And we don't have to be coy about it anymore because it's happening so regularly now. These racial attacks are happening so regularly now, and we could point to them. You know, of course, we had, some people say that it may have started with Kyle Rittenhouse, right? Now, some people may say that that's different, right? Because Kyle Rittenhouse, he was supposedly, you know, defending himself against protesters that were trying to attack him.
So many excuses for bad behavior. Please stop.
Only for them,
use any of those excuses.
Only for them.
I'm tired of giving grace.
Some
I
people,
don't have it anymore.
some people are arguing that because of Kyle Rittenhouse and the leniency that was shown with Kyle Rittenhouse in that case, as a result of that,
That's why they're like, hey,
exactly,
I'm about to go. Okay, that makes sense.
that it has now kind of emboldened the spirit of the school shooter.
True. I feel
sense.
that too. I feel like if I were, no, I don't want to say if I were white. If one if you can see a white man's life and see, oh, I'm dealing with a lot of issues and I want to cause chaos. Nobody's looking at me. The last person that caused chaos was a white man like myself, and he got a slap on the wrist. I might do that. Right. That's probably how they're thinking too.
Yeah. You know what? And I'm gonna have to go ahead and second on that because I'm gonna have to agree with you because you're right. Think about it. If you are some random, you know, white boy, nobody, living in obscurity, maybe trailer park, maybe impoverished, maybe whatever, maybe not really educated, you know, don't really have anything going for yourself, and you say, well, damn, I can become notorious.
How can somebody look at?
How can somebody look this way? How can I get attention?
Yeah.
And still
I may not be exactly,
and still
because the
live.
likelihood of me getting shot on sight, we know that's rare because
That's
we
not
know
gonna happen.
the racial double standard. Because you know this was an African American. We already know a black male.
Yeah.
We likely know that it probably would have been shots on sight. But time and time again, these school shooters going all the way back to Dylan Roof. Jesus.
Ooh.
The throwback
Too many
white
days.
supremacist school shooter. Going back to Dylan Roof, who was taking a Burger King, I think, after he committed
Treated.
You know what I mean?
Bro, like you get to get a nice little I'm about to say Big Mac, that's Big Mac. Whopper.
Same difference.
Right. Like,
Big
what?
Mac, Whopper, but the fact that you are being incentivized after you just committed a heinous crime.
That
Is that going
sends
to-
a message. That's a message right there.
That's a
You're
clear
rewarded.
message. It's a
you are
dog
helping
whistle.
us.
The bigger
It's a
issue
dog
is,
whistle.
Yes.
the bigger problem.
You are
I'm
helping
saying-
us get rid of them. Thank you. Here's your meal.
It's a dog
Fucking
whistle.
crazy,
It's
bro.
a dog whistle. So it's like
That's
you're going
fucked
to
up.
reward him. So they basically sending a message on the low to all of the other school shooters, white supremacists, racial terrorists, whomever, to go out here. Don't worry about it. We're going to protect you. And we keep seeing it time and time again that that's what's happening. Because there's no way in hell after you kill over a dozen people that they shouldn't just be rolling up. You're obviously
Yeah.
crazy. You're unhinged. You're a threat. Kill them.
And everybody
But the fact
gets
that
the
the
same.
fact that you can kill that many people and they don't feel the urge to take you out on sight says a lot. The fact that the other terrorists can go and kill those innocent babies at that school.
And then everybody keeps saying mental health this, mental health that. Fuck that at the end of the
So
day.
we
You
gotta
killed-
talk about that.
You killed innocent people. So
the
now
mental health excuse.
So now it's kind of like I don't care where your head was, cause now look at these babies, they gone.
I'm starting to feel like maybe white people should just be maybe given some type of mental health examination if everybody have a mental health problem. These crazy ass white
I'm in
boys
therapy too, so
going
I got
into
a problem.
grocery stores, going into schools, etc., and they're able to go and kill children and elderly people,
Yeah.
and they're able to say they're mental health.
I just don't think we should.
Why
do
don't
that.
black people get the mental health excuse? Mental health, mental illness does not make you racially target someone. Period.
Hate does.
Hate does. Thank you.
It's hate.
And I'm gonna say that
Hate that
again.
person.
Mental illness don't make you go and like he said, he shot all these African American people, chased the black woman behind the refrigerator when he saw her try to get away, but walked up to the white boy and apologized. What type of mental illness is that?
That ain't no fucking mental illness. You are, yeah, like you said, you filled with hate. It ain't even, cause you knew what the fuck you was doing. You walked in there. You didn't go in there and shoot. Now, mental
you
health
studied the place,
will
though.
be an excuse if you killed everybody.
Excuse me.
My bad.
She just cracked the case.
Oh, yeah.
Studied the place. So you're sitting here studying elderly people.
How are you even
You went
able-
at the old people hour. You didn't go before then. You studied the
wow.
place.
How are you
Right.
even
Early in the
allowed?
morning.
This goes to show you just how insidious racism, white supremacy is. Because how are you even able, like this intelligent young woman just said right here, how are you even able to use the mental health excuse when he cased the place?
So that's premeditated.
That's
If a black person do that, then I'm going down.
He
I'm under the
planned
jail.
that.
So don't do that.
Not just
You know,
that,
under jail, you're dead.
you had a
dead.
manifesto.
You thought you took time and you set on this.
Now
So
the last
please
person that
spare
had a
me.
manifesto that went on a killing spree and he was about that business
Sniper?
was
That's what I thought about.
was Chris
Dorner.
Chris
Yeah.
Dorner.
That's that nigga right there. Cameraman,
And I'm
like,
mad.
sister, okay?
That's
that
Chris
nigga.
Dorner. And they didn't give him the mental health excuse, even
No.
though I read Chris Dorner's manifesto. I remember. I read it word for word. And basically everything he described, he was basically somebody who was fed up. He was filled with righteous rage.
I'm not gonna lie, when I read that, I was like,
well, look at
you
you.
go, boy.
I'm telling you.
Straight mark. You
It's
go,
respect.
boy.
He was a martyr, and it was respect, and it goes to show you the power of one man when they have their mind made up, and when they have that level of
Can
discipline
we get a movie on him?
and that level of skill. Exactly. I'm gonna have to.
I think they would never do it because they know
Cause
it'll,
you black.
it'll,
It'll have to be-
it'll be other black people
no.
doing.
But just things like that, like it just for me, it just goes to show you that at this point we can no longer deny systemic racism. Like we can't. And it's sad that you still have people even to this day still trying to deny, still trying to, you know, make
I
excuses.
never had that experience. Like, you didn't have to have that experience for you to know
We are constantly
this shit is
on fireflies.
happening.
Say it again,
I
ma'am.
hate when people do that.
I've
But
never had that experience.
You don't act like you don't know what the fuck
What
is
did
going
you
on.
to deserve that? What did you say? Well, maybe if you would have done, well, it's not all of them. Well, sometimes.
But it is.
Well, we haven't done this way. If you just vote this way, well, we all got to get on the same page. Well, if we just believe all of these things are just ways, in my opinion, deflections to take it off of the real issue.
Yes.
And the real issue is that we are living in a system that is unjust. And it's hard to create justice when the fundamental foundation is unjust. Now, the best thing